Hello. Hello. Good evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. And welcome to another episode of Live with Ms. KIR. Thank you all for coming out tonight and showing love to Live from Ms. KIR, representing the Writer's Block Poetry Collective. Established January 21st, 2009. Long live the Writer's Block. Long live the Writer's Block. It's a very uh, rainy, dreary Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to be breezy tonight.
Yes.
Okay, be breezy with us. Okay, we're going to have some fun and all of that good stuff. Thank you again for coming out and showing love. Teresa Hazel Eyes is in the building. Hey, everyone. She says, hey, Teresa. Teresa is the newest member of the Writer's Block Poetry Collective because the
All right.
Writer's Block is revamping because a lot of us have moved away out of state and some of us have passed away. So Writer's Block we're revamping. So Teresa is the newest member. So show your love for Teresa. She's in the building.
All right.
A regular to Live with Ms. KIR. Okay. And tonight we have a special guest, spoken word artist, Marc Turpin. Show your love, folks out there, for Marc
Mark,
Turpin. And
Uncle Turp.
my co-host tonight is, of course, North Philly's finest. Show your love for North Philly's finest, folks.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
And my other co-host we have tonight, coming from Texas, we have, drum roll,
Maya
Maya.
the Bee.
Show your love out there, folks, for Maya the Bee. And Poessence Spoken Word is in the building. Hey,
Poessence.
Poessence. What's going on, girl? Glad you come through and show some love. Okay.
Obey
Show
your
your love,
thirst,
folks.
Poessence.
Yes, Poessence. Obey your thirst, girl. We missing you co-hosting. We missing that, Poessence.
She gotta come back to it. She gotta come back.
You probably gotta take my spot. I told him, Miss
I'm
Kerr,
trying to tell you.
I don't know how to host. I don't know how to act right sometimes.
You're gonna be fine, Maya.
Mm, yeah.
you gonna be all right.
I know it.
Now I had to throw my
Listen,
little hip hop in there. And I'm representing my Method Man tonight. Got my Method Man t-shirt on. Wu Tang. Wu Tang is
I
for the
came to bring the
children.
pain, hardcore from the brain. Let's go inside my astral plane.
Okay, so for those who are going to tune in later, please make sure you click type in hashtag replay to watch this later. And for those who are watching now, please share, like, and share because caring is sharing, and sharing certainly is caring.
Yes, it is.
And I do not have um, any celebrity birthdays to read off this week. So if you want to see the celebrity birthdays for May, you can go to last week and the week before podcast, and you will get all the May celebrity birthdays. But I will give
Yes.
you a repeat of the non-celebrity birthdays for the month of May.
All right.
So drum roll for the non-celeb birthdays in May. We have our co-host, North Philly's finest, birthday in May.
Ah!
We
The,
also have my
the best
peeps.
kept secret.
We have my peeps from P-Field, Melinda Morning Star. She had a birthday the other day. Also in the month of May, we have my cousin Scott Jacob. This is the
All
third
right.
shout out, Scott Jacob. Cuz, where you at? It's the third shout out. All right. Also in the month of May, birthday celebration, we have my cousin Stephanie Marie.
All right.
And also, birthday in the month of May, we have my uncle Ronnie Jacob.
Okay.
And also in the month of May, my good friend, I told him I'll give him a shout out. His birthday was last week, Deshaun Morton. Shout outs to him.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, who else has a birthday in May, non-celebrity?
Oh
Can't think of
man.
anybody else. So if you have a birthday in the month of May, okay, you get a shout out, you get a shout out, you get a shout out, and happy birthday to you. Oh,
Happy
as a
birthday to
American,
you.
season
Happy
right now,
birthday to
okay?
you. Happy birthday. I can't sing for nothing.
So anyway, that is it for the non-celebrity birthdays in the month of May. Also, announcement: the Writer's Block presents drum roll open mic in the park. When you
All
ask,
right.
Saturday, July 19th, 5:30 p.m. Sign-ups will begin at 5:10, 5:15 ish. Okay, we will be in Donaldson Park and Highland Park, New Jersey. We'll be
Yes,
in Grove 3A, and that is again Saturday, July 19th,
that's right.
5:30 p.m. Donaldson Park, Highland Park, New Jersey, Grove 3A. Somebody type that in the comments for me, please.
It's a nice park
Um,
too. It's a nice park.
Also, we
Yep.
have another online open mic coming up. The online open mic is coming up on May the 30th. So if anybody wants to participate in that, you're more than welcome. And let's
Let's
see, do
bring
I
it.
have any other announcements? None that I
Hmm.
can think of right now. So we're going to get this party started. Thanks again, folks, for taking the time out to show your love for Live with Mz.KIR. It is greatly appreciated. And so now, without further ado, I'm going to ask my co-host first, Maya the Bee. Maya, tell the folks who you are in my Mufasa voice from The Lion King.
Oh, I forgot about this part. I thought I
uh,
would be asking the questions, but I forgot about the intro. So I am a mother. I'm a wife, but I'm also a poet, and I'm a mental health and social injustice activist.
Mm.
So,
that's right.
so a lot of my I got into poetry through mental health, as a lot of poets do. I'm assuming.
Hmm.
But so and then after that, my anger kicked in with the political comment, and I got into the social injustice as I with that. And so those are my main two focus points whenever I do my poetry. And so those are my priorities whenever I'm doing my poetry. And so that's what I do. And I always tell people, you know, I am not a professional. I'm just a poet,
Mm.
just a regular
Mm,
poet. Nope.
like that. I like that.
Power to the poets.
That's
Power to
right.
the poets.
Power to the poets.
Okay. And next, our other co-host, North Philly. For those who don't know, they should know if they watch Live with Mz.KIR. But for those who don't, for those who might be new to Live with Mz.KIR, okay, North Philly, tell the folks who you are in my Mufasa voice from The Lion King.
Well, as of late, I've been the Black Egg McMahon because I've been co-hosting on this show for a minute. So, yeah, I mean, all I can say to that is yes in my Egg McMahon voice. Um, I'm a pop of five grandchildren. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a poet, and I'm also an anti-violence advocate and activist in the city of Philadelphia. Because and giving shouts out and rest in power to LGP Qua, who just recently got gunned down on Mother's Day, unfortunately. Up and coming rapper, you know what I'm saying? He was notable, senseless, and from what I understand, they caught the killer, and unfortunately, it was a 12-year-old who did it.
Ooh.
So peace out to his family if they get this. You know what I mean, much love to y'all. You know what I mean, stay up.
For sure. For sure. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, wow, that's really sad.
yeah.
Whew. Okay. And now, drum roll for our special guest tonight, folks. Spoken word artist, Marc Turpin. Show your love with the drums in the comments. Okay, drums in the comments.
All
Uncle
right, all right.
Turp
Yeah, all right, family. Thank you for
in the
having me.
house. In the house.
It's an honor
Now,
and a privilege.
Marc, tell the folks out there in YouTube land, Facebook land, who you are in my Mufasa voice from The Lion King.
Awesome voice. All right. Yeah, Marc Turpin, originally from Long Branch, New Jersey. Moved up in Middlesex County now, over in Parlin. Um, I've been doing the poetry thing for the last 2 years, going on three. I really enjoy it. Let's see what else. I am, my poetry mainly it started out. It's more like about, I guess if you want to say social awareness, that's fine. What's going on in our society today? You know what I mean?
That's right.
Trying to elevate and uplift our people. You know what I mean? Just what I like about poetry is that it's so it's thought provoking, it's informative, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Inspirational, motivational. You can get your message across. I see all different types of like, Maya the Beeps talking about mental health and things like that. It's a good way for people to communicate what's going on the inside, release some things that they have some thoughts and feelings. But yeah, that's it. I have a 20-year-old daughter that's going on 30. If you can relate with that, right? A shout out to her. This was her birthday. Her birthday was last week, and I have a shout out three people birthday in May. So her birthday was last week. I got a sister's birthday was 12. My father's birthday was on the 10th. May he rest in peace. So it was birthday shout outs for me for May, month of May. But yeah, I'm just honored and privileged and happy to be here. And so yeah, that's what a little bit about me right now.
That's what's up.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Okay, folks, show your love out there again for our featured guest, Marc Turpin.
Uncle
Thank you.
Turp in the
Okay, we go
house.
to the comments real quick. Okay, let's see here. All right, I got to ease on down the road. Here we go. Poessum said, "Hey, Teresa Hazel Eyes," and Poessum says she's taking a break from writing. Poessum,
What?
clutching pearls. I can't talk about I haven't written nothing, but I'm just saying, clutching pearls.
Oh
My
man.
my mom, Barbara Marie, is
Oh.
on. Hey, mom. She says hello, everyone.
Hey mom.
Teresa Hazel Eyes did the drums. Poesson said, Maya DeB, you got this. Ah, here we go. My cousin Scott Jacob, he's in the building. What's up, cuz? I was
All
just
right.
saying, I gave you your third shout out for your birthday. I was just saying that. So, hey, cuz, what's up? That's my first cousin, Scott Jacob, in the building.
All right.
Teresa Hazel Eyes gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drums. Poession Spoken Word said happiest of birthdays to everyone in May. She also did the drums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drums. And then she says, yes, open mic on May 30th online. Yes, Poessence, May 30th online, open mic. And Teresa did some more drums. And Poessence said, I love the mic, Tanisha Jacob. Oh, thank you, Poessence. I'm
All
going to do
right.
the Vanna White for it. Um, Poessence also did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 finger snaps. Teresa Hazel Eyes did 3 finger snaps. And she said, just for today, not forever. Okay, Poessence, because, I was clutching my pearls there because I was like, wait, hold up, hold up.
Hold up.
Gotta get the writing, girl.
Uh,
Ooh, okay, so as you can see, folks, we're having a good time. We're being
yeah.
breezy here on Live with Mz.KIR. And
Yes.
so I'm going to start off with my first co-host, Maya the Bee. Do you have any questions for our guests tonight?
Um, so I guess I told you, like my main priorities, my styles of poetry and everything with mental health and social injustice. Like, what are your priorities that you have? What got you into poetry? What do you like to talk about the most? What do you like to prioritize whenever you're uh, putting yourself out there?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, what got me into poetry? This is interesting. I forgot to mention. You have a fiance, beautiful Audrey, and we went to New York. We went up to New York to. Oh my gosh, what's the name of that spot up in New York? Oh my gosh, it was I forgot the club, but it's a theater, Triad Theater. Went to Triad Theater about 2 years ago in January. So it had to be a spoken word event, and the featured artist was Leah V. I don't know if you heard of Leah V. out of New York, but she was the feature, and it just really it grabbed me. You know what I mean? Something about it, right? It just grabbed me at that moment. So after we left, I said, I looked at my fiance. I said, I could do that. And, she gave me one of those looks. You know those looks like, yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? You know, Philly. She gave me one of those looks like, yeah, right, whatever.
Like, nah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? Right,
Like,
right,
yeah, I
right.
can. I actually can.
So I was like, all right, we'll throw a word at it. You know what I mean? And she threw a word out. She said ancestors. I was like, oh, ancestors. And I thought about it for about, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds of that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, our ancestors were our first professors. And I thought about some more, and I said, they dropped knowledge we didn't get in high school or college. You know what I mean? From there, it just rolled off from there. And
Yeah.
I was home,
Right.
I wrote it, and I wrote my first poem. And that's the name of it, Ancestors, Our First Professors. And, and it focused on basically how our ancestors passed down knowledge, and, so on and so forth, right? So that's why the poetry I just like, write about things like that, truth, right? I want to write a little bit about me, a little bit about our history, right? Our Black history, our African American history, however you want to say it, right?
Right.
Because obviously, what's going on today, we all see what's going on today. They're trying to erase that.
Oh man, all they ever.
But
That's crazy.
come on, man. You know what I mean?
That is absolutely insane, bro.
So that poem right there, it covers from slavery all the way up to right now. In that poem that I touched on a little bit. You know what I mean? Different parts of history in that poem. So then I got another one, not going back, which touches on like the here and now. You know what I mean? Agent Orange and how he rolling up there, the White House. You know what I mean?
You call him.
All right, no, I'm gonna like you, dude. All right, no, I'm gonna like
But,
You call him Agent Orange.
yeah, Agent Orange, man. He wants some stuff, man. But
I like that.
yeah. So that's what I like. I like I said, I love the energy, the vibe that comes out of poetry and some of these spoken word sets. A lot of these open mics that I go to, I changed my name. I used to go by Marc T, right? But a lot of these sets that I go to, I be like the oldest joker in there. So I feel like I'm with my nephews and nieces. So that's why I changed it to Uncle Turp. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They show up. But they show love. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Love, right? They show love. That's why I love about the vibe, the open mics, the beach, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never been to one where people you felt like some tension. You know what I mean? Like you had to watch your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me?
I dig it.
It's all been like a lot of love. A lot of love, positive energy. Even somebody going on stage, nobody's boring and all that other crap like that. The pop. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of love. So that's what I like about it. But that's what I like to focus on. And like I said, I'm 2 years into this thing. So but yeah, there's some things I want to write on. There's some more things I want to work on and write on. But that's it.
dope.
Yeah,
I can dig.
like that.
Well, dynamite in my JJ Evans way.
Going back to good times. What?
Oh man.
Um,
Topher's in the house.
Topher is in the building.
In a building.
Okay, before we came on, folks, I was tired, but Topher is up now. So I'm like, DMX, let's get it. What? X in the air.
Listen,
Topher up now, okay?
I know it. I know it. Oh
Topher
man.
up. Okay.
Oh man.
Um, North Philly, do you have
I'm
a
sorry.
question for our guest?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about about good time. Keeping my head above water. It's like,
Mm, taking away
making
one
it
chin.
um Mark.
Temporary
So
layoffs. Oh, I'm sorry.
we all gonna start singing along in a few minutes. Um so Mark, you've been in this joint for like about 2 years, and you were just saying that you dig the vibe of it and the camaraderie of everybody enjoying and captivated by what what you're emulating to them. So my question would be, um, so what drives you? Where do you get your inspiration from for some of your content material?
Well, as I just told you, what drove me to make this last poem,
Hmm.
now going back, is seeing what was going on in reality in the here and now. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Yeah, signing order after order, executive orders, and all this stuff. And
Insanity.
yeah, it's beyond insanity. But that right there motivated me to write that last one. I was like, man,
Okay.
seeing what's going on. Another piece I wrote, Culture Vulture, that motivated me, seeing what's going on, how people are biting off our culture and they're making money and off our culture and our ways and things that we produce. How like a lot of the people that produce some of these things, whether it's
Right.
dancing, singing, songs, whatever, right? Our style, how somebody will put it down, but yeah, on the other hand, they'll take it and make money off it,
Of
right?
course. That's what they
Yeah, we
do.
still see that now, right? So
That's
that
what they
was
do.
motivation, right? In that one I got a culture vulture, right? So that so yeah, I mean, like you see, look around and you see what's going on in the world. Like my not my B talked about, go back to you, like you talking about mental health. I mean, you could look at
Mhm.
that, and write something off of that, right? So, but that right there, those last two pieces, that's what been bouncing out, came into my mind, right? For me to
Right.
write about that, you know what I mean? What I see, right? What I feel and what I see. That's the motivation.
So what are some of your like what are some of your like contributing like content material? Like, do you touch on just like social commentary? I mean, because what I'm hearing, like ancestors would be something that would be more cultural, and it relates to to our people.
Right.
But do you also touch on other various subjects?
I made a poem about my fiance and I, our first date. You know,
Okay.
so yeah, I made another one about like I'm in recovery. I got one about it.
Yeah, we got the
Uh,
miscellaneous poems in there too. Like yeah,
Yeah,
you got the
yeah,
main ones, your priorities, but then you
yeah.
got them other little miscellaneous ones that you
yeah,
play
yeah,
with every once in a while. You just throw in there.
yeah.
Just a little flavor in there,
It
huh,
was
Maya?
one of my mom, you know what I'm saying? It motivated, my mom actually May 2nd was the 19th year since she been, left us,
Okay.
So I remember I made a poem about her. I was motivated by that,
Hmm.
doing something to pay homage to her. She
That's
my,
powerful.
you feel me?
That's
So,
powerful.
different things, right?
Well, dynamite.
Okay,
That's
JJ.
right. I know. Just looking out of the window.
We're going to go back to the comments real quick before I get into my Topher vibes with my question. Okay, so Poessence said, LOL, can't stop writing. I'd lose my mind. Okay, Poessence. Got it,
Okay.
girl. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Shoot. All right, so Mark, I'm getting into my Topher vibes. Shout out to James Ellerby and Orlando Chandler for giving me the name Topher.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In
Uh-huh.
my Topher vibes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. So, Mark, when did you first perform in open mic?
Oh, that was in Newark. In
Brick
Newark.
City? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Brick
Brick
City.
City. Yeah, Brick City. I would
Brick City.
my man Sean Battle and the crew, Everlu Culture.
Oh, I know
You
Sean.
heard of Everlu
Okay.
Culture? Huh?
Shout out to Sean Battle, who will be on live, Mz.KIR, coming, I think June. He's going to be
Oh,
on.
really? Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was my first open mic. I performed out there. Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Yeah, I know Sean.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out to Sean. Sean, are you watching? Are you going to watch? I just gave you a shout out, okay?
yeah. Hey, I'll be going there next week. He's got his thing next week. They moved. They moved from the first spot where I did it. Now they're
Oh, they moved from the crowd cave. Yeah.
they moved from the crowd cave, but at first they was in this other spot. Anyway, but now yeah, now they're like one block over on Rector Street. I think it's Rector Street. One block over from the NJ Pack. It's a nice spot. Nice spot they got.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Okay, Mark. So, with that being said about performing, can you do one of your poems for us, the people?
The people. Power to the people. Yeah, I can do one. Sure, I can do one. Oh yeah, you know what? Hey, listen. Speaking of good times, right? I actually met Thelma.
Seriously?
Seriously, yeah, right.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
This is some years ago, though. This is probably I don't know how many years ago, but it's back in 08, 09, 08. So yeah, around 08. I met her right over here. She was at she had some books and stuff she was selling. It was I didn't even know it was her, but then listen, she was nice. We kicked it for about 15, 20 minutes, man.
I know
Oh,
she still look
wow.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, listen. Between Pam Grier and her, I don't know who I had a crush on more.
Right there.
Seriously.
The
I mean,
Afro stuff, yeah, them
yeah,
two.
yeah. I think it was Pam Grier, but it's with Thelma. Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, yeah,
Wow.
you want me to do a piece? I'll do a piece.
Yes.
Um,
Drum roll, folks. Drums in the comments. Drum in your homes for Marc Turpin.
oh, let me do that. Like I was just telling you about. I'll do the Culture Vulture one for you, and that was done part collaboration with my fiance too, right? I'll be honest with you, like, but and like I said, the purpose of this because I was looking around, like looking, I see, wow, man, look at all these people biting off our style. You know what I mean? Like our culture. You know what I mean? Serious. I'm like, wow,
I dig it. Oh man, trust
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And then they downplay it, and they want to, whatever. But we know how the game's played, right? So
Oh
anyway,
man,
so I was like,
do I?
I said, I want to write about it. You know what I mean? So I came up like I said, this is called Culture Culture. So hold on, let me get to the word real quick. And what I like about this too, because it also informs about some of the things that we made, right? Some of our inventions that we made that other people took credit for, obviously. All right, so it goes like this. Culture vulture. Yeah, you know the type. Steal our style, snatch up all the hype. Copy and paste and claim that it's new. But we see right through the things that they do. Like a chameleon, they'll blend right in. They'll pick your pocket while in your face they grin. Scavengers lurking, eyes on the prize. They smile at you, but it's all a disguise. They pray for prey while playing pretend. They'll shake your hand, but they ain't really your friend. They feed off our culture, personality, creativity, ingenuity, and soul. They fatten up their bankroll. But we are the trendsetters. We set the trends that transcends and sends waves of change across the oceans. Around the globe, science and tech, we innovate. Music, dance, art, design, we elevate in any era, every time. Check it out. Y'all know about Mary Van Britton Brown? Way before ADT and Ring was around. She invented the first home security, but now Ring is ringing in billions. But where's her fee? About Gladys West? Yeah, do the math. Without her calculations, there'd be no GPS to direct us on our path. She mapped it out, but got no fame. We all know why. They purposely left out her name. Today, drones fly high, touching the sky, but it all began with my man, Willie Techman Jenkins. In 1982, his Skywatcher soared. Hovering the skylines, they saw it, claimed it, renamed it. Now it's Techman's no more. What about the AI? Talking about the original AI. Y'all know, Allen Iverson. With braids and, excuse me, nothing artificial about that brother. With braids and tats, he changed the game like no other. He broke down barriers like he broke angles with that crossover. All right, you want to talk TikTok? Cool, let's talk facts. It was Jalea that made the dance Renegade to be exact. But Charlie cashed in and made a fortune. Didn't even give Jalea a small portion. She built up her clout, took that bag and said, peace out. This list, this list will never end of innovators that's been left in the wind, giving no credit, no check, just cultured hijack. History's telling it, but we taking it back. So watch your back, keep your eyes open wide. Those culture vultures, they circle, they don't hide. They take, they twist, they plot, they plan, just as they did our ancestors in the motherland. But we still rise and we still create. We make moves that they imitate. Because we are the blueprint that leaves an imprint. Just look at history and all the things we make. There's no debate. Poem. That's it.
That's live, bro.
Oh,
Was,
okay. Show your love out there,
yes.
folks, for Marc Turpin, y'all. Show your love.
Yes.
Show your love. Clap
Yes.
them fingers. Clap them hands. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
That was absolutely certified dope.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was,
Indeed.
and in the process of, doing some, footwork research, whatever you want to say, I learned these things. You know what I mean? I put it together. You know what I mean? Because
It was like a history lesson, bro.
Yeah. I learned some stuff I didn't know. Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I didn't know some of this stuff. You know what I mean? But that's like think about Hidden Figures, right? The movie.
Yeah. That's the
Love that
thing that
movie.
came to my mind.
Right? They purposely left those people out. They ain't put their names in it. They ain't say nothing about, those three women.
Nah.
Actually, Gladys West was like in that same era. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Around that same time, they was doing their thing. She was doing her thing, and in a similar result where they won't let them know that this woman is a big part of why we got this GPS system. You
Wow.
understand?
That's amazing.
They purposely left out in it. Now, I think they were saying it was like 2014 or something like that. They finally gave me the props.
Oh,
You know
right.
Could be wrong on the year, so please don't be like, "Hey, you got the wrong day." But
I like that. I like that. I had wrote a similar piece like that with a poem called Queens. I had mentioned a lot of Black women throughout history and to the present. With the stuff that they did and what they're known for and everything. So I can relate to that one. I like that though. That culture. Yeah, that was nice.
That was live. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that. And I think what I like more about it is that, like you just touched on Philly, is that it gives you some information, right? You learn some things.
Yeah.
Again, especially with this guy, he's trying to erase history. He's trying to make it seem like we don't know, we ain't contribute to this world in no type of way. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, so
he's trying to write us out of the history books. And how can you write us out of the history books, man? We the one who built this country, fam.
Built the country, built the world, bro.
Yeah.
Facts. Hashtag facts. Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the pieces I enjoyed doing. Yeah.
That was fat. That was a fat piece. I liked that. That was
cool.
Absolute fire.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you have a little fun with it. You know what I mean? As I was saying, they had a little fun with it. They shake your hand, but they ain't really your friend, right? It's true though, right? But isn't that true? Isn't that true? The smile on your face be picking your pocket, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the smile within your face. Backstabbers.
That's right.
Backstabbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the comments, my mom, Barbara Marie, said, there's truth in them words, Mark 100 with the thumbs up.
Yep.
Thank
you. Yes.
Yes. So back to you, Maya, the B. Do you have another question for our guest?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with so we all got a lot of inspirational people. I think I'm pretty sure normal people. I think we got some inspirational peoples in our lives.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna say top three. They can be whoever, whatever, fiction, non-fiction. Top three, your top three inspirational figures in life.
Oh, gotta put my fiance up there.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
Oh,
He's
Of
trying to get
course.
points. He's trying to get points.
hey,
Rack them up. Rack them up.
hey, listen, it's real though. It's true though. You know what I mean? We've been together, it'll be 9 years in June. And
Mhm.
one thing I admire
Beautiful.
about her is that, she's always constantly looking for ways to evolve and change and improve and grow. You
That's
know what I mean?
beautiful.
Mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. You know what I mean? And it's I enjoy that. You know what I mean? It's a joy to be able to have somebody in my life like that.
That's a
That you can grow and build with, right? So it
beautiful thing.
kind of motivates me to do things like she go to gym, she work out, and there's be time I don't want to work. I'm like, I'm looking at her doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that motivates you.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? But
It's hype, man.
she
Like,
went back to school, got a master's degree from Georgetown University. She went online.
Oh,
Man. That
oh
was
man.
I got I graduated from a community college in person, and that was a struggle. I can imagine. You know what I mean? Yo, yeah,
Oh, I
that
feel you.
was a struggle in person. She did it online. You know what I mean?
Lord.
You know,
Damn.
so,
Community
so
college was yeah.
no,
Yo, you can't sleep on community college. Community college is kind of hard. You know what I mean?
no, yeah. Hey, listen, hey, I always say that algebra should be illegal, man. You know what I mean? That shit had me in tears, bro. I was in tears. I laugh now, but I was crying. Then.
Oh man.
Man. But I'm not saying to belittle or demean community college because it's an education. My point is, it was difficult and challenging for me. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then when I was going, I went. I was 40, 40, 45. You know what I mean? I ain't been in school like over 20 something years. You know.
But that's commendable though. Yeah, I mean you went back. That's the point.
Yeah. Well, it was. Yeah, I went back as a result of that's one of the things that helped me get the job I have now. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was locked in on a different level too. You know what I mean? You're more mature, you
Yep.
focused, right? Driven, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So she's one of the people for sure. You know what I mean? For sure. My mom's got to put my mom's in there. Make sure rest in peace.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
I mean, God bless it.
I
God
mean,
bless her soul.
I could. Mom's like that's like in my poem. You hear like um, hey, listen. She made something out of nothing,
Yeah.
and and gave us something more valuable than material, right? With some values and principles and standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So moms, man, moms. Shout out to moms, right? That's definitely one of my top three. I got then I got family members. I could say, I have an uncle that passed away at one time. Me and him was like really tight. Like I was like
Mhm.
15, right? Hang out and all that other stuff. Whatever. He showed me the streets and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he showed it to me in a way to help me be respectful for people. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look down on somebody, right? And things like that. He taught me some good stuff. But yeah,
I'm about to say that you real family oriented. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
even know
nice.
family members in my top 10. Shoot. I mean, I love my mama. I love my husband, my brother, But, I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, it is.
Mine, that was live. I
Right
don't know
sometimes,
what, yo.
Miss
You said the top 10. Oh, God.
My,
Oh, man.
oh my God.
Oh, yo.
Hey, Muhammad Ali. Something about Muhammad Ali, man. Ali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ali. Actually, listen to this. Actually, I think I was named after Ali.
Seriously?
Yeah. Before he
Oh.
changed his name, what was his name? Before he changed his name, do you know?
Cassius Clay?
What else?
What? Oh, man. All I knew was Cassius Clay.
Yeah, Cassius Marcellus Clay.
Yo, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cassius Marcellus. Yeah.
My mother named me Marcellus.
Oh, that's tight. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember I asked her, I said, Mom, why you name that? She never told me. Never told me. She never told me. I think because I was born in '65. Ali, he won the championship in '64. He was
Yep.
Cassius Marcellus Clay, right?
Yep. He was Cassius Marcellus Clay.
He was very popular at that time, right?
Yeah, he was.
That's my thought. That's my thought. But she never told me that. But anyway, I don't know why I went with that. But Ali, definitely Ali. You know what I mean? Really, that brother is like
That is
amazing.
tight.
How he stood on principle, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
You know what I mean? Like we need more. You know, I ain't gonna, whatever. I can try to do the best I can to stand on principle and speak truth to what's going on and try to find ways to help myself, my people, family, and friends, right? Uplift. I like the fact that he was about motivation and uplifting and spoke truth. You know what I mean? And he didn't back down. He didn't back down, even on TV. He could tell people, even on TV, he told them kept it real, right?
Yep.
So yeah, those are three. I got quite a few more people that inspirational, motivational in my life. So, but yeah, that's it. Good question.
That's tight. That's a good. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, I can dig it. I can dig it. Okay, Mark, I've got another question for you.
Okay.
Okay, my question for you, and my to provide.
Yeah, different. I missed it.
If you could have
Yeah.
dinner with any poet,
Say again.
if you could have dinner with any poet, who would it be?
Yeah, any poet. That's a good question.
Yes, any poet. Who would it be?
Hmm.
It could be more than one.
I mean, that's a good question. Um, I know you. I don't know if you know Amira. You know Amira from North. She back.
Oh, Mira Bilal Shabazz.
Oh yeah, she could. Yeah, yeah. I was pretty good with her for sure. You know what
Oh, cool.
I mean? Yeah. Trying to think of- That's what I can think of at the top of my mind right now.
Okay, okay. Back to you, Maya. Do you have any questions for our guests?
Now I want to hear this that first poem you wrote, that ancestors are our first professors. You got that one on hand? But do
Oh,
you?
yes, we want to hear that. You got that?
Yeah.
Can you dig in
That
this break?
down. I like the
You like the title?
of that. Yeah.
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 All right. Yeah, I got that. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a few Juneteenth celebrations.
Okay.
I'm be doing Edison on the 14th. Be doing Long Branch on the 18th, and I'll be doing Red Bank on the 22nd. So this right here definitely going to be dropping that on that day.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All
It's
right.
in the
Bring that,
air.
Mark.
It's in the air. Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
Let's
All right.
go.
Let's
And
bring it.
y'all first professors. Like I said, shout out to my fiance Audrey because she inspired us. She thought she was tripping me up with the word ancestors. But anyway,
See how it worked out, though. It worked
You
you know,
out.
never trip up a poet. You
Yep.
never trip up a poet.
but it was all good. It was all good.
That's right.
All right, so it goes like this. Our ancestors were our first professors. They dropped knowledge we didn't get in high school or college. They spoke truth from incredible acts of bravery during the cruel and humane treatment they received while being held captive in slavery. They were scarred from the brutality, mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's a harsh reality. They fought in the Civil War for their freedom. They was determined not to let the Confederate beat them. In 1865, the war came to an end. Not long after that, the vagrant laws began. These laws will allow for those recently freed to be locked up if they didn't have a job and or a place to stay. It was a setup from the ghetto. Our ancestors were our first professors. Excuse me. Our ancestors were our first professors. They dropped knowledge we didn't get in high school or college. They spoke truth of the Jim Crow era. That was just another way for the racists to inflict more terror. They faced segregation, discrimination, humiliation, and many other degrading things throughout this nation. They took a stand and made clear their demands. The demands for equal rights, man for voting rights, man for basic human rights. They fought for what they believed in, for what was right. They stayed committed day and night. To achieve these demands came at a cost. Unfortunately and sadly, many, many lives were lost. From Mississippi to Alabama, they were beaten in the head, thrown in the slam, and left for dead. They were attacked with police dogs, sprayed with water hoses. They ingested tear gas, while their ancestors kept fighting because they didn't want the Jim Crow era to last. They didn't back down because they knew what was at stake. The inhumane treatment they would no longer take. Because of all these horrors they had to endure, and let's not forget there was so much more. Brothers and sisters, take heed to this quote. We owe it to our ancestors to get out and vote. Our ancestors were our first professors. They dropped knowledge we didn't get in high school or college. They spoke truth that we are more than 3/5 of a man. Malcolm, Megan, and Martin, just to name a few, spoke of a vision and a plan for me and you. The vision and the plan was for us to, to support and encourage, not to belittle and discourage, to lift each other up, not put each other down, to have unity in our community so we could build a stronger town, to have good mental, emotional, and physical health, to be economically sound so we create generational wealth. Buying property and land and opening up businesses was also part of the plan. They stressed the importance of education, learn the laws of this nation, so we could stand for something and don't fall for anything. Our ancestors were our first professors. Some may call them our predecessors. However you may see it, we are now their successors. Now it's our turn to drop knowledge that won't be taught in high school or college. And we must continue to speak the truth, that racism and discrimination still exist. Even in broad daylight, our lives can be at risk. George Floyd died from a knee to the neck, from the very police that was supposed to serve and protect. Ahmaud Arbery went for a run and got murdered with a shotgun. And we're still being profiled, and only God knows when that trend will end. Why? Just because of the color of our skin? That ain't right. Well, I guess it's like my man Ralph P. said, it's all because we are the wrong shade of white. In spite of all these acts of hate, just remember we are truly great. We're beautiful, intelligent, articulate, and smart, just as our ancestors were from the start. So be proud of your race. Don't allow anyone make you feel like you're a disgrace. For our sisters are queens, and our brothers are kings, and we're capable of doing all things. You are my sister, and I'm your brother. We must continue to love and support one another. That's it, Paul.
That was powerful, bro. That was powerful.
Thank you.
Knew I was gonna love that one. Had to hear.
I tell you, dang.
Had to hear.
Man,
Yeah.
your poem invoked images in my head, man. I saw police dogs. I saw people running from the hoses. I saw a whole barrage of images. You know what I mean? This, that came from the head, man. And that just you put me there.
Yeah, thanks. And you know what? You say that. That's one of my goals is to hopefully I can have it done by next Black History Month, is to have those images, as I'm saying, the poem be behind me. You know what I mean? Almost like video. You know what I'm saying? As
Nice.
Follow me? Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Yep. Yeah, no, it took me like 3 weeks to write that. You know, right? Put this here, put that there, take that out, add this in, you know what I mean? But that's the first one, but yeah, as all that goes, you know what I mean?
Dope.
That was powerful. Absolutely
Snap it up,
powerful.
folks. Snap it up, clap it up for Mark. Okay, folks. Yes. Snap it up.
Yeah, and the thing too with that too, right, is like it also came with the solution, right? Because there's a solution that our ancestors given us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, buying property and land, opening up businesses, right? Learning the laws of this nation, right? Education, right? That's the solution that if we practice, that can really help put ourselves in a better position, right? But we ain't got to rely on other people,
That's
right?
right.
To take care of us, right? Because it's funny, like now, as I, got to where I'm at my age, I kind of understand and see what people's talk about in the past about how certain things really hindered us as opposed to helped us. You know what I mean? The welfare system and some other things, and how laws were created really that divided our families, right? look at like even like welfare and things like that, right? I didn't say, oh, the man can't live in the house, right? We're gonna pay you money, but the man can't live in the house. I remember being in the projects and like my father wasn't supposed to be there, right? Or they come and check and make right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Divide and conquer.
huh?
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, but now I see it's coming. You know what I mean? It's starting to come together, make sense. You know what I mean? How things was really like put in place. That really, like you said, divided. Kept us, divided us. Kept the man out the house.
Yep.
So the house, they took quote unquote broken household, right? But anyway, that poem, we recognize the problem, the issue, but also I try to talk about the solution. Us coming together, right? And working together and lifting each other up. So that's I love that piece. I love that piece.
I love it too. I love it.
Yes,
Absolutely love it.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's a keeper. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
You get to work Juneteenth? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Man, that's gonna be the showstopper, bro. What you talking about?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, Mark, I got another question for you in my Topra vibes.
You what?
In my Topra vibes.
Topra.
Topra's in the
Topra's in the
building.
building.
Oprah.
So, Mark, if you made a time capsule, what would you put in it?
Hmm.
Ooh, I'll put that poem in
Yeah. I agree.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
I'll put that poem
Okay,
in.
North Philly, do you have a question for our guest?
Okay. So I'm feeling the vibe coming from you, man. It's like, I feel the social political social vibe. It's social it's thought provoking, of course, but I'm feeling the social kind of political vibe because you're touching on subjects that's relevant for not just the black community, for all communities
Yes.
to understand where we're coming from and how they're trying to erase that, and that's just it boggles my mind. But my direct question would be, what subject matter won't you touch?
What subject matter won't I touch?
Yeah. What won't you write about?
I mean, I won't be bashing nobody. You know what I mean? Gays and things like that. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
going. I ain't going that route. I'm not going to speak about hate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I won't go that route. I'll speak truth. You know what I mean? But I'm not. It's just like in our open mics. You know how we say there's some rules. Think about it. Now I go up to Brooklyn over there to Secret Floor, over the J Rose spot or wherever. You go to these different places, open mics. Even Sean does it. We say we got some rules. We're gonna be respectful. We ain't gonna be bashing this and that and that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I wouldn't write. I wouldn't get into that type of thing. You know what I mean? We write about hate,
Okay.
bashing, somebody because they gay or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. So on the flip side of that, what are some of your best poems besides that one? That was 5 mic times 10. You know what I'm saying? For real, like the source 5 mics. That was a 5 mics times 10. What are
Okay.
some of your best works?
Uh, I would say the one I just did. Now going back, I love the one I did with my mom's too, though.
Okay.
I love all the ones I did. I love the one I made for my fiance and I for our first date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Smooth too. You know what I mean? So, as far as that, but yeah, the one that, yeah, I would say that one for moms.
Yeah.
And that's one I just made.
Do you
Because
got?
mom, that's special. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
mom. That's mom dudes. You know?
Do you have that on hand? Can we hear that, John?
What, my mom's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that one.
All right.
Um, this is it's titled "My Mama Our Queen." My mama our queen, the queen of our family, right?
That's right.
So it was like our mama, our queen. Her name is Geraldine. Wait a minute, let me say it again. I don't know if you heard me. My mama, our queen. Her name is Geraldine. Now, the person in this world could say she was me. She loved me at my lowest point when I was a fiend. She wasn't a spiritual giant, but she had a giant and loving spirit that was as deep as the sea and as high as the sky. My heart, my soul, my heart is still filled today in spite of us being physically apart. Mama's love is unmatched. Like an oak tree in the storm, our bond did bend, but it didn't break. From the moment of conception, like the beautiful sunrise, to the day of transition, which we call the sunset, I'm talking from the womb to the tomb, we'll be forever attached. Like a five-star general, Mama led and guided our family by example and clear purpose, embracing the three P's of parenting, which are providing, protecting, and preparing children for life, creating something out of a whole bunch of nothing, making tough decisions with a determined mentality to navigate through the calamity of our reality, battling poverty. Mama was willing to sacrifice in order to provide us with a better life. She always put us first. She wore secondhand clothes, and some of them had holes, which is a style today. Ain't that some shit, y'all? she, taught, she taught us how to be grateful for every little thing we had, especially when times are really, really bad. Mama used to say, y'all better be grateful for them neck bones and rice, lima beans and bread. And oh, please, let's not forget about that brick they call government cheese. She used to say somewhere, somebody wished they had the little bit we were blessed to have.
Yeah.
Mama was forced to give up, Mama was forced to give up two of her first three children. She had a total of 8. She carried that pain with her for many, many years, weighing her down as if she had a boulder on her shoulder. But somehow she managed to hide her heartache and tears while suffering in silence, silently suffering. Before Mama left this earth, she was blessed to be reunited with those 2 kids she was forced to give up at birth. The get together helped Mama to release, relieve, and reduce some of the remorse and regret she had carried for decades, because that horrific experience she never did forget. Mama didn't leave behind financial wealth or fortune, but fortunately we inherited wealth of love, knowledge, moral values, and standards, which we still use today to withstand the storms of life. It's not a day goes by without me thinking about my mama. Some days I tear up as I ride the waves of emotions, and the oceans of emotions, feelings of sadness and emptiness, feeling of joy and happiness, all caused by Mama's absence. I miss hearing my mother's voice on my voicemail saying, Mark, it's your mother. Or feeling the touch of us hugging each other. Not being able to watch a Yankee game with her, hearing her yell at the TV, run faster, hit that ball. Why'd you swing at that? Or hearing her say one of my favorite sayings, treat people the way you would like to be treated. One of my favorite memories of all, seeing Mama going from being on welfare to faring well on her own. These are some of the many memories that touches my heart, with a smile on my face, with tears in my eyes. Did Mama do the best she could do? It's not for me to say. But what I do know is that she loved us all unconditionally. Mama used to say if she couldn't do for all, she wouldn't do for nothing. We didn't always get the biggest or best presents, but one thing for sure, Mama was always present. Looking back now, I realize that was the greatest gift of all. I wish Mama was here now to see the fruits of her labor, even though it's showing in our good behavior, to see the legacy she began building, which we are now passing on to her grandchildren, instilling morals, values, principles, and standards, which taught us how to stand up, stand together, and stand for something. Mama's crown was not decorated in bling. Instead, it was designed in dignity, styled in selflessness, graced with gratitude, and held together by humility. This is just a small glimpse of the enormous impact of my mama, our queen. Now remember I told you her name is Geraldine. Oh, that's it.
Oh, dang. That was beautiful, beautiful. I mean, immensely beautiful. Man. Snaps.
Brother. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorite right there.
That's a beautiful poem. That is a very beautiful
Well,
poem.
his mom in his top 3, so I can see why it's one of his favorite.
Yeah, but it's like it described it to a T. Like she was very selfless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, we had nothing, and she still gave something. That
That
makes sense.
good, that
You know what I mean?
good cheese.
You know that
That
government
big.
cheese, bro?
I remember.
You remember that?
Yes, I do. Hard as a hockey puck.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Hey, yo, you try to make a grilled cheese sandwich, the bread be burnt as hell. The cheese,
Yeah.
right?
That cheese wouldn't melt for nothing, man. I don't understand it to this day.
Well, you know that was surplus cheese. That shit was sitting around for like 40 years before they gave it out.
Surplus, man, that's Sir minus. Subtract. I couldn't understand it. It didn't melt for nothing, man. I don't
Yo,
understand it. Man, you can use that as a bat. If you ain't had no bat to play baseball.
that was it. Oh my god. Yeah.
Said, man, that's some serious cheese, boy.
Yeah. I tell you. I know. That's like I say, my daughter, she just don't know, right?
Nah, the kids don't understand, man. We had it hard.
Hey,
Man.
going to the store, them damn food stamps and shit. Remember that?
Oh my God.
I used to hide. Like if I seen a friend of mine come in, I'd
Yeah.
be right ready to pay, and I tell the guy, "Oh no, man, I forgot something." I run to the back of the store. Before I came out, I thought we was the only one that used them. You know what I mean? I ain't
Nah. Listen, man, them coupon books, they used to look like Monopoly money, fam. I used to think it was Monopoly money. I was like, Mom, what's this? She's like, boy, don't you with them damn food stamps. Gotta get some dinner.
Now I realize we wasn't the only one using them, but back then I ain't.
Shoot. What?
I was embarrassed like a mother.
Man, we was happy when Mom got them food stamps, bro. Woo.
Yeah, but you know, I realized today the sacrifices that my mom's made. You know what I mean? In the moment, at that time, being young and dumb, I didn't realize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Embarrassed, like, oh man, she walking around looking like that, but she was sacrificed to make sure we had. Follow me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
that's what made that poem so beautiful. It took me back there, man. My mom was a lovely lady, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she provided for us and she sacrificed a lot.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Then we all got our age when we was like, you know, my sisters, everybody grew up, you know, when she went out, got a job, did her thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I said that was my greatest memories of all. One of the greatest memories of all, seeing her go, you know, welfare to faring well on her own. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
man.
what she did, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. So, yeah, that's motivation, right? That's motivation.
Ain't no question about it, brother.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no question about it.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a beautiful poem. And shout out to my mom who's watching, Barbara Marie. Shout out to her.
Mama. All right, Mama.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
AKA Gamma. AKA Poetic.
You know, the first time I did that poem, I did it. Actually, the first time I did that poem was at North, a showing spot, and then after I did it,
Oh, wow.
after I did it, somebody came up to me. They said, "Man, thank you, man." 'Cause their mother, they just had buried their mother. Just like, man, that's you know, it's like, yeah, that sounds like my mom. That's my mom. You know, that's how our moms are, right? That's how our moms are.
That's how moms are, man.
Yeah, they sacrifice. Right? Yeah.
Unconditional love.
Yep.
I mean, disciplinarian.
Yep.
Man. Yeah.
I remember she told me I had to go, boy. I didn't think she ever tell me that. I knew the gig was up there, boy. Like, yo,
you said the gig was up.
I ain't had nothing to do, man. I ain't had no more game or nothing. I was like, oh shit.
The party was over.
I was going to say, mom was short too. She was like about 5', 5'1", 2".
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yo, you got oh shit.
Cold busted.
Yeah, you know, I can't sit around watching you do this to yourself. You know what I mean? So,
that's right.
Yeah. But, you know, all shout out to moms. You know?
Yes, Lord. Peace, shout out.
Yeah.
You said the gig was up. That was a rap. That was a rap from the
head. She already heard. No, you already heard it enough, right? Heard it. You can't say it no different.
Listen, mom was on point. She know. Mama know. I mean, She tell you straight up. She know.
Absolutely.
Can't nothing get past mom.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
Yeah.
Uh,
North Philly. Where you at? You live up in North Philly though?
yeah. Well, actually, well now I'm up in East Mount area, but I'm originally from North Philly.
You ever
You know
go
what I
to
mean?
you ever been to the Voices in Power?
Voice, man, I've been trying to get to that joint, man. You know what I mean? My man, he tried to put me down with that joint. And because I haven't done an open mic in about a minute. Like I'm about to go out to Mz.KIR's joint. You know what I mean? And
Okay. You
like
come to
the
Jersey?
last yeah, man, listen, I'm trying to work my way back over to Jersey, man, for real.
Okay.
Like, cause last time I did a spoken word joint was with Sister Nis Pugh. She had a joint called Word for Word that was on 68th and Ogons over here.
Okay.
And man, that was my regular spot, man. You know what I mean? That was, that was a throwback from way back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Philly got a nice vibe. I like Philly. I was just me and my fiance. Not last Friday. Friday before we was up in Philly on that first Friday over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
First
yeah.
Friday, yeah. Down in the basement, there's like a little. It looked like it's a basement, but it's nice. I
I know
like.
you're talking. Yeah, yeah.
I like Philly got a nice vibe. They got nice energy.
Oh yeah, we got some up and comers, man. I mean, the cast is sharp out there.
Yeah.
I'm almost intimidated. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can get back. like,
But you
I
know
don't
what?
know.
I tell you right because sometimes I have to check myself because like there'd be some amazing artists out there. I mean they'd be just wow, the words
Yeah,
flow, the you know what I mean, everything is like wow. But to me, I just gotta remember I'm me. It's me.
yeah, yeah.
This is how I like to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep,
You
yep.
know how Popeye. You know what Popeye said, right? I am who I am, right? So
Yeah. Hey man, stay your lane. You gotta stay
that's
your lane.
in my lane. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And like, don't and I have to say that to myself. Because time you be at the open mic, you hear them joking, like, damn. Especially the youngers, man, they be going, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Oh my God, man. Miss Kier can concur. I mean, on the show we just had Black Ice on the show. I gotta give shout out to Black Ice. You know what I mean?
yeah, shout out to Black Ice. Yes.
Black Ice was man. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. I mean, the boy was devastating, man. Devastating cat. You know what I'm saying? Not to be confused with the
Yeah.
Black Ice from Philly. You know what I mean? Not to be confused
Right.
with him.
Okay.
Yeah, when he freestyled that poem and did me, Poessence in North Philly, we was
Oh
like, yo,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
man.
that's
that
good.
was one for the grandkids.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, shout out to Black Ice. Yes.
ask you what
Gotta
kind of
give
poetry
props.
would I stay away from? You know the type I also write. I'm not into, and I would like. I mean, I can't control people, but when we go at it, like challenging each other, want to like, like you see the rappers going at it. You know what I mean? How
Oh, like
Oh,
the
a
rappers,
battle.
slams. Yeah, like
huh?
the slam.
A
Yeah,
battle.
they do it
Hmm.
in a negative light, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I ain't like to me, I'm like we gotta lift each other. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like that's how I look at it. Look in the music industry. What racial group do you see other than our group that go at it like that?
Nobody.
None.
No.
We
Nobody.
tear each other down, man. We already got an enemy out there trying to take our heads off,
Yeah.
and then we gonna we gotta to me it's like we need to do better. You know what I mean, there's other ways we can entertain and uplift and things like that. I don't need to. I try not to put somebody else down and make you look. You know, that's
I
my
was
Yeah.
gonna rewind it back to North Philly's question too, with the with what you won't touch, and
right.
so first thing that popped in my head was like erotica, like I don't touch it, but that didn't pop in your head, so you nasty, huh?
Damn. Oh,
I ain't got nothing written down, but I can see.
Oh man.
Like I ain't got
man.
nobody. I ain't got nothing against anybody that touches
Hey,
it. I don't do. That's not what my poetry is for. So
Uh,
no, I hear you.
oh,
Sometimes it ain't what you say, it's what you don't say too,
oh,
right? You know what I mean? She said,
oh,
I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you say you wouldn't do that. So
man. Maya pulled out that Millie Jackson nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like Millie Jackson's nasty as they want to be.
that was good,
That
man.
type nasty.
That was good. I like that. I like that. Oh
Ooh.
man.
let me rewind it back to Mz.KIR too though with the
Oh.
uh I can't remember your exact question, but it made me think of I got my favorite decade, which is I turned 40 this year. And so
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a 90s kid. I'm an 80s
Okay.
baby, but the 90s raised me, And so
Okay.
I'm straight 90s. If you had to live in any decade, what would you go back to?
Oh, good question, Maya.
I
Yes,
know it.
girl.
Listen,
Okay, Maya.
uh, it was in the '90s where I turned my stuff around. You know what I mean?
All right.
I turned myself around in the '90s. So the '90s was good to me. The '80s were a blur. I don't even remember the '80s. Oh yeah.
But I want you to expand more on why that decade though. What did you like specifically about that decade? Why would you want to live in that relive that decade and everything that you of your choosing?
Oh no, like I said, that's when
Yeah, what is the culture? What was like the culture, the atmosphere that you loved about it, the vibe? What did you like about it? What was going on?
oh no, well, like you said, me personally, that's when I turned my life around. You know what I mean? God's grace.
praise,
You know what I mean?
praise God. Praise
So
God.
as a result, things just started getting better. You know what I mean? I started improving in my life, and different various things. And I was able to achieve goals that I started to set. Finally got my own place. You know what I mean? Little things
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? It might
That's a
be,
major.
huh?
That's major. That's
Yeah,
major
yeah,
move.
yeah. You know what I mean? I stopped getting high and all that nonsense that I was doing. I started growing up. It's real simple. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So it was just that simple. I started getting high, stopped killing myself, and like I started growing up. Started setting goals, started achieving goals, started working towards things, and I was changing. You know?
That's
So
powerful, man.
it was more of an internal environment that you like with that decade.
Yeah, for me, yeah, for my own personal, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah. It wasn't so much as a culture thing, because even back then, I mean, it seemed like as far as racial tensions and like things was starting to get. We was under the illusion that it was getting better, right? Check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Under the illusion, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the OJ trial showed that was different, right?
I don't know. He got off. That's the first black man got away with murder. Come on now.
Yeah, 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 exactly. It
If
showed
it doesn't fit,
what it
you
did though.
must have
It
quit.
showed that you say Philly,
I said, if it doesn't fit, you
you
must have
must have
quit.
quit. Hell yeah. But
Damn.
I know, and people say that was payback for what's his name that got beat? Remember
Rodney King.
Rodney King, right?
Yeah, man, they beat him.
Look, right on TV, right on camp. Like, come on,
Man, they beat Rodney so bad, man. You could feel it through the TV.
woo! Well,
That's how bad.
that was real. But the point what I'm saying about Remark brought OJ is though because that just showed that there still was a racial divide.
Yeah.
Follow me? I remember where I was when they gave that verdict, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? You
Oh
see
man, they went crazy, man.
what?
People were
Woo.
ballistic.
And I still hold by the I was only 10 when that trial was going on. I was only 10. And but I wrote a not a whole poem about that, but it's inside of a poem that I wrote, and it's the principle of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about we're not cheering that somebody like I tell I tell folks I'm not really cheering that somebody got away with murder. I'm cheering that that it's like it's the principle about it. Like a black dude got away with murder. Like wow, yo, a black
Yeah.
dude got away with murder. Yeah, we know that dude killed that woman, but we it's so many white folks done got away with so much stuff that whenever we get away with something, it's like, wow, okay, yeah, let that slide. So
Give him a pass.
yeah, give us
Damn.
a pass.
Sorry. Give
I'm
him
like,
a
it's the
pass.
principle of it, though.
That was a crazy trial.
Yeah, it was.
That was crazy. But I would say, like, like nobody know for sure if he really did it.
No.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been accused of something and it looked like, yeah, you definitely did it? Yeah, I know I know she did it. But you know it ain't happened. But everything, you ever been in a spot like that? I know I have.
It's like almost every time I wake up in the morning, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, always outnumbered, always outgunned.
Yeah. I know I have, and I was like, damn, so I try to be careful, like, yeah, it looked like he did it for sure, but I mean,
See, you still gonna run with it. You still
no,
gonna run
I'm
with it.
saying
It's the truth. That's the truth.
It's
I
cool.
was
It's
doing
cool.
some shit too, but
It's cool.
I didn't do it, but Joker just still hung on to, yeah, he did it. You know what I mean? I ain't do it. I'm telling you.
Man, listen, being who we are, and this is off the record. Being who we are, we always the suspect. We always the one who did it. You know what I'm saying? Even if we didn't do it, you know what I mean? It seems like we did do it.
Yeah. I guess too, that's probably why too, sometimes I like, I don't know. Maybe I like, I don't know how to put it, but I know there was a time I used to get accused of shit, and I was like, all right, yeah, I did it, even though I ain't do it.
I mean, it's the thing though. They had everything on this.
Yeah,
dude,
like I ain't wearing that.
They made black folks guilty for so much less evidence. You know what I mean? And so they had so much evidence on this dude, and he.
No, yeah, I know. Don't fit. Must have quit. Johnny was a bad dude.
Too.
Bad, man.
Look, the funny part was when they was chasing them on the highway. That wasn't even a chase.
Slow speed chase.
A low speed chase.
Yeah.
Who does a low speed chase?
What? Joker was passing him on a bicycle, man. What kind of chase is this? Joker got passed on a bike,
man. Nobody does a low speed chase.
I'm just over here scratching my head, making sure my edges are still there.
I know.
Hey, I'm always keep it real.
Oh man,
I may offend people, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't intentionally try to do it, but I just always speak my truth. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna keep it real. I mean,
it'll
be funny though. It'd be ironically funny.
Yeah, it'd be
truthful.
I gotta. That's how it's cracking up. Like you ain't never lie. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, but the 90s, I would say 90s, 2000s. For that was just, for me, it was just beautiful.
That's your internal though.
Yeah.
I mean, 90s, I'm sorry, 90s had the best music. They had the best movies that came out. They had, I mean, that was when the new stuff was coming out. Now they doing replays and stuff, or like redos of all the stuff of the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
The 90s was very nostalgic.
They can't do better. They can't find better.
Nah. The 90s hip hop was like the livest hip hop. It really was. Like it gave birth.
Talking about from music. Yeah, sure.
It gave birth to Wu-Tang, Dark Man X. You know what I'm saying? X gonna give it to you. They're gonna give it to you. You know what I mean?
Wu-Tang is for the children.
You know what I mean?
Tonight, man.
It came a long way from Sugar Hill Gang, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yeah. They started talking about other things in reality, what they were saying and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Before Puffy didn't Diddy. Yo, it's now live on the Disney on my Disney Plus.
Oh, before Puffy did he? Oh, oh man, I'm done.
Ooh, ooh,
Maya, I'm
wow.
trying to tell you something decent, man. She said before Puffy did he? Woo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
anybody got some baby oil? I'm feeling kind of ashy over here.
All right.
Oh man.
Um, I'm gonna go to the comments real quick.
Hold on.
Comments.
I was gonna say, hold on, we do. I'm tripping. Yeah, okay. She gonna go to the comments. I want to hear some more poetry. But
Okay.
Yes.
Um.
Oh. Whew. Mm.
first, you need to hush up. I'm
uh,
on mute.
Oh.
Eric Crow Draven is in the building.
Okay.
Hey, Eric,
Okay.
He
and he
down in
said
down in
always,
South Jersey. He down in Pensgrove.
yeah.
Pensgrove. Pensgrove.
Uh huh.
Okay.
He said, always be you. And Heavenly Harmonies is also in the building, or she was in the building. And she says, hello, Heavenly Harmonies. Hello, Heavenly Harmonies is here. Happy Friday. Yes, happy
Right,
Friday to you
Yes.
too, Heavenly
right.
Harmonies. Shout
Yeah.
out to Heavenly Harmonies, who was a guest on Live with Mz.KIR back in, when was that?
Oh man.
December. When was that, North Philly? December?
That was
November?
December, I think. That
Yeah,
was
back in
December.
December of last year. So shout out
Yes.
to Heavenly Harmonies. Show your love, folks,
Yes.
for Heavenly Harmonies and Eric Crows Raven,
Yes.
who have entered the building. Yes.
Yeah. He have his own room.
Okay. So, Maya, do you have another question for our guest?
Hmm.
Nah, I want him to spit. I want to hear some more bars.
Okay, Maya is requesting some bars. So, Mark, can you dig in your crates and give us another poem?
Know it, right? Let's hear
Uh,
that.
yeah. I'll give you this last one. I'll give you this. Uh, this is one that I was telling you, not going back. You know, Agent
Okay.
Orange and all this stuff he's doing
I love that. I love that name.
like that. Agent Orange.
I mean, that fits him. That definitely fits.
He's a Russian agent, orange
Hmm.
guy. But this one, this like you had asked the question earlier, North Philly, like what inspires me or whatever. I was
Yeah.
telling you, things that's going on, current events. Like I talk about the culture vulture thing. Seeing that how people are fighting off our culture and blah blah blah. But anyway, this one right here
Yeah.
was seeing what this Joker did once he got sworn in. After he got sworn in, he
Okay.
went on that rampage. And he
Huh.
still signed them damn orders. But it touches on that, but it's also again kind of like our ancestors.
Okay.
Talking about a solution, things that we can do, stick together to get through this, right? So that's what this poem is about. I mean, the beginning is about him, but at first, maybe half is about him, the other rest is about us, what we can do. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Identifying the problems that we have. So, yeah, not going back. Uh, so it began with a stroke of a pen. Signed executive orders again and again and again, trying to take us back to 1965, repealing equal employment opportunity and outlawing DEI. Order after order create this shock and awe effect. Why are y'all shocked at all? It's exactly what he said he would do in term number 2. There are those that are shocked that didn't take stock and invest in the power of their vote. Now they have no one looking out for their interests. They took it as a joke. A group of Latinos supported. Now some of their family and friends are being deported. Even some blacks said they had his back. But since day one, we've been one of the main targets of his attacks.
Hmm.
Others backed him and swore they would thrive. Now they too done fucked around and found out. They too hate despise. From the branches of our republic government, we are being lynched by legislation designed to suffocate, suppress, and eliminate the minority population. They want to drag us back to the past. You know, Jim Crow 2.0. Fear was built to last. Don't get it twisted, whether you're driving Lexuses, Caddies, Benzos, or Beamers, you're not exempt. These bigots will still label us lazy and scheming. So it's plain to see that we have an enemy that wants to hit the backspace key and erase people that look like you and me. But like Rosa, we refuse to go back. Like Martin, we will overcome. Like Malcolm, by any means necessary. Since the days when our ancestors were enslaved, we have been conditioned to be in conflict and competition with each other. You know, house Negro versus field, ISIS versus dark, brothers beefing with brothers, black on black crime. This mentality has led to fatalities and destroying our community. We must break this vicious cycles that has us acting like psychos. Let's flip the script. It's time to heal and uplift. Stop thugging and bugging on each other. Start loving on each other. Quit mean mugging and shooting prisons. Look to God, self, and others to be the prism, possibility, positivity, and progress. Excuse me. Let's unite, don't divide. We're on the same team, same side. Let's collaborate, create, and elevate our own Project 2025. We are resourceful, resilient, talented, beautiful, bold, and brilliant. We have made more out of less and more from less. Less. That don't mean we have to settle for less. It's not an anomaly that we account for $1.6 trillion in the economy. Let's pivot our thinking. Let's install a system where we can systematically improve and empower ourselves, implement and build an economic engine that can drive us to become owners instead of consumers, entrepreneurs instead of employees, landlords instead of tenants, innovators, not imitators. Support those that support us, that believe in us, that look like us, and want to help us. Like Wall Street Trapper, invest and grow our money, generate our own income, so we can control the outcome. Because collectively, we all can rise, and that's not a gimmick. Because when we stick together, like infinity, there is no limit. That's facts. There's one thing for sure, we ain't going back. Fuck that. Boom. That's it.
Dope.
Thank you.
Dope. Man. like I said, I'm feeling how powerful them words are, man. I mean, you hit home on many points.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Real.
mean,
I think he just signed another order, that guy.
I mean, like today, well, tomorrow marks the end of it marks Brown versus Board of Education tomorrow.
Okay.
So it stopped segregation and discrimination in public schools.
Right.
So like I said, those images just keep they when you speak those words, I hear those images. I see those images in my head.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah.
I mean, bless you.
Yeah, it's real though, right?
It's totally real.
That's what I said. We got an enemy out there, right? He ain't trying to do nothing. I mean, not that we don't want to do anything for us, but like you say, he's trying to take shit away.
Sure. Systematically.
I mean, he just elevated it to another level. It's always been in place, right? I understand, again, like they say, systemic racism. I understand it more.
Yes.
But a lot of stuff they don't teach in school. I didn't learn about Wall Street until about 5 or 6 years ago, to be honest with you. Really, to be honest.
That's what I heard.
Huh?
You talking about Black Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, oh man, a lot of cats don't know about that.
That's why I learned about it.
Yeah, they don't know about it.
You know what I'm saying?
This is our rich culture that they don't want a lot of people to know.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The redlining, I didn't know about the red line. Did you?
Oh, you talking about the Tuskegee Airmen?
No, redlining communities.
Oh, I thought you were talking about red tail. I'm thinking red tail.
No, black communities and stuff.
Yeah, do you know what redlining is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you never heard of it, right?
Never heard of it.
I just learned about this. Matter of fact, on News 12, they did a thing on it, and they showed it. Redlining is say for example, a county, right? They'll take a
Mhm.
county. Like I live in Middlesex County, and in that county they'll circle town, right? And they'll circle where the African American community lives at. And they'll draw a red line around that community.
Oh.
And that was something that was agreed on with the banking industry back in like the 50s.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they did that to say, all right, in this area, don't lend nobody money. It was red, just like a traffic signal. It was red, green, and yellow.
Oh, damn.
That's what they call the redlining. Yeah.
Oh,
I can
that's
send.
something.
If you give me your phone number, I'll send it. I'll send it. I'll
Yeah.
show you. I'll send you the thing that was done on News 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, after the show, I'll give you my number.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was.
that's where they put the liquor stores in. That's where they put the drugs in.
Yep.
That all that area.
Yep.
Oh.
So you say what's a good area?
They forced that stuff on us. That's why I said, and I got a poem on that too. That's why I said if they would have fed it that much to the white communities, they would have been in the hoods too. So
Yeah. So yeah, like that's why like even
Damn.
after Juneteenth, or they say the Civil War quote unquote ended, like in that poem, like I said,
Mhm.
you know, they put the vagrant laws, right? The war ended, but they put the vagrant laws in. What did
Yeah,
those,
I know them. I know
right?
about
What did
them.
those laws do? If you ain't have a job and or a place to live, you could get locked up again.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it was things put in place right from the door, like you know, and a lot of some of those things are still in place. And that they're just not as visible, you know what I mean, or spoken of, but they still in place. He just elevating it to another level. That's it.
Yeah.
It ain't start with him. It ain't start with him. This ain't start with him.
Oh man, the red lines. You gotta give me some more information on that, man.
it's
I gotta.
crazy. And
Yeah, that is crazy.
in the early 90s, we moved. My family. I was like 7 or 8 years old. We moved out the hood and into. At the time, it was a white suburban neighborhood. Like the high school was full of rich white teenagers driving nice cars and stuff to the high school and stuff like that, right? And the neighborhood was all white and everything. We were the first black people moved into that neighborhood. As soon as we moved into that neighborhood, they start putting houses up for sale. And so
man.
now it's only like a handful of white folks living in that neighborhood now.
Dang.
My folks still live in that same house still. And now the high school is mostly black.
Yeah.
Mostly black and Hispanic.
They're like, there goes the neighborhood. We got to move.
But
Got a great basketball and football team, though, champions. They call it.
Well, you know how we excel in sports, so this speaks for itself.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of things in place. Like you know, even like when the soldiers, you know, African American soldiers came back from World War II, those GI loans, whatever, the loans for the military soldiers,
GI loans,
so they can get houses. Not African American soldiers. You know what I mean? So like they said, owning property is one of you know, obviously not the only way, but one of the ways that we can, you know, set yourself with some type of generational wealth. You know what I mean? You pass it down. Say for example, like your mother bought a house, your parents bought a house 30 years ago for $30,000. Today is worth 500, you know, $500,000, you know, even more, if not more. You know what I mean? So, you know, owning property, there's so much advantage that we can do, right? You can take your property, refinance, take equity out of it, right? So a lot of things we wasn't taught, the financial literacy, right? How to grow money, right? What was we taught? Not even just African American, even poor whites was taught. This is what you need to do: get a job, put your money where?
In the bank.
And what does the bank do with your money?
Man, it's supposed to increase the percentage of the deposit, something like that.
Your deposit?
Something like that.
No, they don't do that with your money.
No, I heard that they
do. Your money, they take. All right, let's do this real quick. They'll take. All right, say I got $10,000. I'm putting in the bank for them to hold. You know what they're gonna do with my 10,000?
Yes.
They're gonna take 5,000 of that and lend it to you at whatever percentage interest rate, 10, 12, 15% interest. They're gonna make money off my money. Then they're gonna take
Dang.
another two of that and lend it to Maya and charge her interest. Then they're gonna take the rest. All
So they
money
just.
in the bank. You lose money having your money in the bank. The bank,
Oh
I mean, some of
man.
them give us some a little bit, but more banks they give you in your savings account 0.0025% interest. It's crazy.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
Yo,
But again, but that's what they taught us. Oh, save your money, put it in the bank, buy a house. When you buy a house, who are you buying the house from? From the bank.
from the bank.
They're gonna give
Oh
you a loan. So you're gonna take a 30-year loan for a house for $200,000. By the time you finish paying off, you probably paid almost twice as much with the interest rate.
man.
It's all a game. It's all a scam. Not
It
a scam,
is.
but it's set up for them to make more money and us to work harder. That's
Oh,
why I don't know if you guys ever heard of Wall Street Trapper. Did you ever hear of Wall Street Trapper?
nah.
That's the guy. Didn't you hear it in the poem when I just did the poem? I said like Trapper, invest and grow our money.
Okay.
Yeah, Wall Street Trapper. That's the brother. He learned how to invest in stocks in prison. If you Google him on YouTube, you'll see him. And
Wall Street Trapper.
he blew up, bro. He blew up. He was out from Louisiana, and he got a program like he'll teach people how to buy and sell stocks. It's worth the investment. And like, but I'm just saying, we wasn't taught that. We wasn't taught about how to invest and grow your money. People were just taught to work.
That stuff still don't make sense to me. Like I don't know. Like I was in the military, right? And for when I got out, you know, veterans, we do VA loans, and so we don't have to put nothing down.
Right.
And so as long as it's your primary, you can only do it one at a time. And so I don't own like 5 houses that I bought, sold, right? But did I really own those houses? Do I really own this house? It's like you say, do you own or rent? I mean, I don't own this house. I'm still paying to live in this house. They can kick my ass out any time. You know, so it's like I got a poem about that too. But
that's what we do, though, right? That's what we do. You're like, wait a minute, I can make a poem out of this.
I mean, I'm gonna be dead before I even live long enough to actually really own this house. So by that time, hopefully, I'll be in heaven, chilling, not caring.
But it's more to me, it's more advantage to own a house as opposed to renting. And sometimes I think we've been pushed towards renting because people will say, "Oh, if you rent, you ain't got to worry about fixing nothing if something break." So what?
Right.
Break. You know what I mean? Like, especially now, you can YouTube how to repair stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all day.
So if it break, it break. But there's more of advantage if you own a piece of property than renting, right? So I'll give you an example. Before I bought this house here, right? I was living in an apartment. I was there for 8 years, right? And you know you got to pay that month and a half security, right? You know you got to put your security down. At the end of the 8 years when I left, how much you think they gave me extra outside my security? It was like $25. I was there 8 years. You know what I mean? That's that because they got to put it in the account. You know what I mean? Escrow account. But yeah, that was it. So owning the house now 8 years. I'm here 8 years. My house more than almost doubled in value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So because I have sold out of the, and I'm not even exaggerating, I've owned 5 freaking houses and sold them. I was going through, it was probably something with my PTSD, whatever. If something went wrong, but now I got kids, I can't do that no more. But no, they're serious though. I probably made maybe 2, maybe 3 of those homes. I made some good money selling them. I've sold them more than what I bought it for.
Sure.
And but if I didn't have that VA though, if I didn't have that VA loan, I wouldn't own none of them houses because that's zero down.
Here's another thing. Like, you know, you don't always need 20% either to put down a house. That's another thing they would say. Oh, you got to put down. You don't have to put down 20% in your house. Down 3%. You know what I mean? You might have to get a little higher interest rate and so on and so forth, but it ain't always like, oh, I need to have 20%. No, you don't. We don't have to have 20%. But there's some of the things that we're not aware of. You know what I mean?
Well, I've seen up here. Yeah, I mean they do a 10-year tax abatement, but they usually target like just like you were saying, like they don't really target black people. They target white people. You know what I mean, who are just coming into buying a house,
Mm-hmm.
and so they give them a 10-year write off. So
Mm-hmm.
for 10 years they ain't got to pay nothing
Yeah.
mentally. You know what I mean? And then they can, and then at the end of that 10 years, they can opt out without even so much as breaking a sweat on a dime.
Yeah.
All they got to worry about is utilities and everything else. That's it. But
Yeah.
as far as the mortgage, nah, forget about it.
I
But
mean,
that's the thing of the game. They 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 don't recognize that that a lot of black people don't recognize that it's pitted against them. And that's why I agree with the renting part. Man, I own my house. Yeah, I mean I got like 3 years left on my mortgage, so it's like, yeah, I mean like it's you're working towards a goal of having something that's substantial.
But
yeah.
you still be paying property tax on once you pay that off though.
Pay the mortgage
Ain't
off.
no question. Oh,
So
Yeah.
so do you really own your
Yeah.
home?
yeah. You really don't own it.
I know. They say, well, you want that house on this land. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's it.
it's
You
all
still,
it's all gimmick, man. They got it. They got it covered, man.
yeah, man. They got the bases covered. Yeah, I mean,
It's
bottom of the ninth.
bad. Yeah, but those are some of the things, in all seriousness, that we can do as a people, like learn to educate ourselves, become more
Hmm.
financial literate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh, and open and seek to open up businesses. See, because again, they don't teach you in school to become an entrepreneur. They tell you to go to work, right? Oh, go to work after high school, go to college. But how about becoming an entrepreneur, right?
yeah.
How about investing in yourself? Open up a small business, something like that, because the tax laws are really written for people to become entrepreneurs, right? That's where you get your tax write-offs. If you got a little small business,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I ain't getting no write-off from my job. You know,
Yeah,
I owe
you,
this year. You know what I'm
you
saying?
sure ain't.
I owe this year. But
Oh,
but yeah, that's why I'm talking. And again, related back to keep this back on poetry. That's why I say you hear those poems that I made. It's focused on we identify an issue, but what's our solution? Possibly if that we can implement, help ourselves, right?
yeah.
Because they say don't sit around wait for somebody else to do for you what you can do for yourself. Right? I understand
Yeah.
we all want a fair shot. That's really what we want. We ain't asked for a free handout. We asked for just a fair shot, man. See if it's a fair shot. This
Yeah.
guy, and now he trying to take that away. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he talking about what do you say? Oh, DEI, blah blah blah. But yeah, you're gonna hire people in this that has no experience. Like that's been
Listen.
going on.
I,
But let's be real. That's been going on. I even see it. I see it in people's jobs. I see it in my job. People ain't got no experience, but their qualification is who they know. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But then it comes to us. They said, "Oh, we don't mind hiring somebody at DEI as long as they're qualified." And I said, "Wait a minute. What was your qualification other than
no,
such and such?"
no, we on a different layout. We always on a different layout. We on
Yeah,
different terms.
yeah. So that's the I like to just my poetry is kind of like to that to to provoke that thought, right? To
Yeah.
other people, make them think. Not only do I recognize an issue, but recognize there's a solution for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Well, the time is gone by.
oh,
Yes.
Oh man.
yeah, you getting sleepy again, ain't
Yeah, you was quiet for a hot minute there.
yeah, yeah. She said,
Other than the back of my head, I was thinking, oh, we getting too far off topic or something.
yeah, whatever. Try to bring you back to your poetry. But that's like,
got, got to
you know,
reel it back. Got to reel it back.
Oh,
yeah. But I hear a lot of people, a lot of poems where people share about stuff. You know what I mean? Like solution for us
Yeah.
coming together, moving forward together.
That's the
Anyway,
only way we're going to go. We got to go forward. We got to be more informed and be more informative. I
right,
believe.
right, and
yes.
embrace each other, man. We gotta embrace each other. Stop shooting crystals and act like you didn't. No, yo, what's up, brother? How you? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just how you. You know what I mean? Like share information. like I
Yes,
said,
that is important.
collectively we all can rise. Ain't no joke. That's for
Yeah,
real.
it's real. It's real story.
And with that being said, how can people reach out to you, Mark, if they want to get in touch with you?
Uh, on the IG, I'm Uncle Turp underscore the poet. Facebook, Marc Turpin on Facebook.
Can
That's
you
me.
type it in the chat
Let
so
me see.
folks can see it?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And while Mark is typing his information in the chat, Maya the B, do you have any shout outs you would like to give?
Shout out, shout out, shout out. Shout out to my husband as usual for watching these kids while I be on the computer. Always gotta do that shout out. So yeah, shout out to my DPC family. They got an event right now. Hopefully they be safe out here in this storm and everything, get home safely. So
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
Definitely.
North Philly, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give?
most definitely. Shout out to shout out to you, Mz.KIR, for once again having
Yes.
the Black Ed McMahon, yes, on the show. Um, shout out to my Virginia peoples. They know who he is. Yeah, I mean, much love for because Virginia is for lovers. Shout out to my grandkids, all of them that should be asleep. Shout out to shout out to peace on the streets in Philadelphia. Period. I pray continually for peace to be our resolution, and that's it.
Okay. And Mark, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give?
Shout out to you. You know what I mean? Thank you for having me on this platform. I appreciate you, North
You're
Philly,
welcome.
Maya,
Yeah,
everybody. Shout out to my
thank you, bro.
head for, starting it, taking me over to Triad Theater a couple years ago, right? That's where it all started.
All right.
And shout out to everybody who took time out. I don't know, I can't see who's out there, but I know I gave some people the site the information. I don't know if they came out or not, but thank you for coming out and everybody. I'm pretty sure there's other things you can be doing on a Friday night, so I appreciate everybody being here on this platform. That's my shout out.
All
All
right.
right. Well, I like to give a shout out to my cousin Scott Jacob, who tuned in for a brief moment. Shout out to my mom, Barbara Marie, book on Amazon.com. Pretty Ugly. Hello, Self Esteem Almost Ruined My Life by Barbara M. Barnes. And it is on Amazon.com.
All
Vanilla
right.
White.
Right?
Shout outs to my mom. Also, shout outs to Poets and Spoken Word. Her book
Okay,
on
Pooh.
Amazon.com. A Journey Through Her Eyes, a palindrome of poetry by Poessence Spoken Word. Shout out to her. And hopefully she'll be returning back to her co-hosting duty soon because we miss you, Poessence.
Obey your thirst, for instance.
Shout out also to Maya the B because Maya the B got the skills, like I said last week, like Zorro. Okay. Maya the B album
Uh,
in stores coming soon.
okay, Maya, we hear
hey,
you.
clip ass, hey.
Existence.
I'm moving. It's moving along. For the end of the year, it's moving along.
All right.
Shout out to you, North Philly, of course, and shout out to you, Mark, our special guest for tonight.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
shout out to June Bearfield. This is his book,
Uh
Uh.
uh, Stay Human. This is June, and June will be in June on Live with Ms. Care
All right.
for him. And let's see who else. Shout out to my children, Big Duke Caden. Oh, Big Duke K. Shout out to my firstborn, oldest daughter, T Noodle, the retired poet with an old
Mhm.
soul. Um, Shout out to my other cousin, Isha Yakov. And shout out to my other cousin, Zaranya Lewis. Shout out to Jessica Real. Shout out to Avery Drummer, Latasha Jimerson, Shout out to Orlando Chandler once again. He will be co-hosting next week, I believe.
Okay.
And shout out to James Ellerby. Of course, shout out to Black Ice.
We're not worthy. We're not
Okay.
worthy.
Shout out to Sean Battle, who will also be on live with Mz.KIR in June. Shout out to Lee Derek Horn, who will also be on live with Mz.KIR in June. Lee Derek Horn is a poet and also a disability activist. So shout out to Lee Derek. Shout out to my peeps, Jay Silent Night, aka Rice Aroni. That's my dog. His
Good.
album is out. I think it's out or about to come out. But anyway, y'all go show my peeps Rice Aroni some love because that's my dog, poet slash rapper. Okay, he did the soundtrack for the Wu Tang series. He's doing big things. That's my peeps. Jay Silent Night.
Right.
Shout out to Haru, our cat. Shout out to my other co-host from a few weeks ago, Rosalia. And what I mean a few weeks ago? That was last week.
That was last week.
Shout outs to Rosalia. And shout out to Sadette Knox, affectionately known as Bodette. No, me and Bodette and her sister Asada, we go back like high school. Way back. Shout out to Kanisha Love Taylor. Shout out to Antoinette Rowe Gross, who is my sister from another mother. We go back over 30 years of friendship, and she also is the illustrator to my book called A Public Service Announcement that's going to be coming out. She's the illustrator for some of the poems in the book, and when it comes out, you won't be disappointed because Antoinette got the skills. See, like Zorro too. Okay, that girl could draw her behind off. Shout out Antoinette Gross. Okay. Shout out to Yamaska. If you need some CMOS, okay, see Yamaska. He's on my
Yeah.
timeline, my friends. Yamaska, you need some CMOS, see him. Shout out
Yeah.
to James Parrish, okay. P Phil, okay. He is CEO of Third Eye Custom Tees. If you need a t-shirt, see my peeps. Jimbo, aka James Parrish. And I hope you're watching, James Parrish, because I just gave you a shout out. Okay. All
All
right.
right.
He feels stand up. Also, Maurice Huff from Plainfield, also. That's my city. And let's see. Melinda Dre Morningstar. Shout out to her. And the list goes on. Delicia Roberts. Delicia, when you gonna come on the show? I'm waiting, girl. Delicia writes poems and they deep. And I'm gonna need for her to come on live with Mz.KIR and read some of them. Delicia, I'm throwing up the bat signal for you, girl. Okay. Shout out also to Rabia Ahmad. She is a poet also slash fashionista. Okay. Let's see.
Yo, I don't want to pull a Kanye on you. But,
She said that.
48. No, I got one more. I got one more.
Okay.
No, May is so y'all know May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and you got that open mic May 30th. I'm gonna be on that open mic May 30th. I got some new stuff for y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Actually the day before I'm gonna actually host my first in-person event for our Dallas Poetry Commission for mental health. It's a mental health awareness event that I'm gonna be
Okay.
time for. I said they wanted to pick the craziest mofo to host the event. They got it. You know, professional. But we're gonna let it do
Oh man.
what it do. So we're gonna see how that rolls. So yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, that's a big part of my life, mental health. So for everybody that's not as crazy as I am and need a month for it to remind them. There you go. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. So.
Okay. Okay, Mike.
And also shout out to Poppy's Poetry Corner and New
Whew.
Jersey Poetry
Yes.
and what's that called? Family Collective Poetry and everybody else. If I didn't give you a shout out, don't be mad at me. Okay, it's all love over here at Live with Mz.KIR. Okay,
Yes.
I
all
interrupted y'all
Yes.
just one more time, so I blame me. It's okay. It's cool.
Yeah.
also shout out to Shy
Yeah.
Moonlight and Geronimo Speaks and
Yeah.
um Joseph Rubin. So this is Tanisha Jacob, not the jeweler, but I drop poetic gems, aka
Right on.
Topra, aka Mz.KIR, capital K, capital I, capital R, which stands for Keeping It Real, the Poetic Lyricist. And this was another episode of Live with Mz.KIR on this Friday night, May the 16th, 2025. Thank those who tuned in and those who are going to tune in. This was a lot longer than normal, but thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
just
much
All good.
for,
hey.
for
It was
Yeah.
a
tuning
good
in.
conversation though. It was good knowledge.
Yes, it
Dropped some
was.
knowledge.
Yes.
It was beautiful. That was
So thank
beautiful
you
night.
all for tuning in. And for those who will tune in, don't forget to type in hashtag replay and where you're from and share and like and share because caring is sharing and sharing is caring. And remember to be breezy and remember edges matter.
Yes.
Do not let nobody tell you that
That's
edges
it.
don't matter, okay? Edges
Oh.
matter. Hashtag edges matter, as Genevieve Powell would say. And shout out to her as well. So on that note, be breezy, have a good week, and see you next week for another episode of Live with
Philly, give me a
Ms.
number. Reach
Here.
out to me, Philly.
Dynamite.
All right, thank you, y'all.
Hey man, I'm gonna
Bye,
give
guys.
you